What's up, guys? Welcome back to Simply FPL. It's only Sunday, so we're still in the middle of game week 28, but I thought we'd have a quick look at what a free hit team would be for game week 29, because I know a lot of people are going to use their free hit this week. There's only 4 fixtures. Now, I'm considering it myself. I'm not 100% either way. I'd say I'm probably maybe 50-50 at the moment. So I've got 6 players at the moment for game week 29, and a few of them are potentially injured. So yeah, there's a small chance I will play my free hit. And if I do, this is what I'm going to play as of today. So I haven't just picked one that I'm not going to potentially do. Like, if I do use my free hit, this is almost certainly what it would be. So before we jump into that, I'm like 50 subscribers away from 10,000. So if you're watching this video for the first time, or if you always watch the videos, you've not hit the subscribe button, do consider hitting that. Get us over the 10,000 line. Once we get over 10,000, we're going to turn the adverts on the channel, and for an entire month, leave the adverts on, and then just any money that's given by YouTube, I'm just going to give to charity. So we'll have more information on that. Yeah, and let's get straight into the video. Over to Sky Sports Studios. So what we're going to do that's a little different to the free hit teams I've done over the past. We're going to first of all just talk about what I think the results in the games will be, because you kind of, before you can even plan your free hit team, you kind of need to think like which teams are going to do well, because the free hit team you've only got for 1 week, so you're not planning for 4, 6, 8 weeks like you would with normal transfers. This is almost like a winner takes all. What if you think a certain team's going to win comfortably, you want to put 3 of their players in and not worry about future fixtures. So it's kind of important. So looking at the games, my predictions are there then. So I think Fulham Leeds would be quite tight. I think Fulham have played quite well recently. Leeds not so much, but I do think Leeds' attack does match up quite well against Fulham's defence. So I am expecting them to get at least a goal. So I've gone 1-1. That's what I think the result could be. Looking at Brighton Newcastle then. So Brighton, I'm recording this right after they've just finished their game against Southampton. So again, they did look quite good. They've looked quite good for most of the season, in fairness. They're got the 3rd highest expected goals conceded, behind City and Chelsea. So their defence is fairly rock solid. They've just maybe been a bit unlucky. And they've got the 7th best attack when it comes to expected goals. So it really is a crime that they're so low in the table. But for this game against a Newcastle team that don't seem to be able to find the net that often recently, and in my opinion are probably going to get relegated, I'm going to say 2-0 Brighton. That's I actually think that could be conservative. I don't see Newcastle getting anything out of this game. So that's what our prediction will be. West Ham Arsenal then. So maybe there'll be some people disagreeing with this one, but I actually think 2-1 to West Ham is maybe like, I've maybe undervalued or underplayed how well West Ham will do. Like, this could easily be, I think West Ham will win anyway. I've put the 1 goal in there for Arsenal just because they've got, again, the likes of Aubameyang, Lacazette, like they've always got a chance at scoring a goal. But I think West Ham will win that one. And then Spurs Villa. So Villa have just been terrible recently. I generally watch all of Villa's games because I've had 3 Villa players in my team for what seems like the entire season. So there's always a vested interest to watch the game. But they've been terrible the last 4, 5, 6 games, and Spurs have just looked really good. So with the firepower Spurs have, I've got no problem saying I think Spurs will win that game comfortably. So I've gone 3-0. So on those results, obviously what I'm going to focus on is kind of the Brighton defence, Spurs attack, and then a midfield which might involve some West Ham as well. So that's kind of what was playing on my mind when we put the team together. So over to the team. We've gone for a completely blank template. There it is. First of all, the ones that I wanted to obviously put in were the Brighton players. So look, I know trebling up on Brighton defenders / goalkeepers or any team is a risk, because if a goal goes in, you've lost 3 clean sheets. But again, we're only doing this for 1 week only. So we've just picked the team we think has the best chance of a clean sheet. I think most people are going to agree that's Brighton, and I'm just going to go all in on them. Dunk and White. So Dunk actually got a goal today. Arguably unlucky not to keep a clean sheet, but yeah, that's as much explanation as I've really got. I've picked the 2 defenders that I think have the best chance of getting an attack in return or bonus points. Realistically, Brighton are never going to get huge amounts of goals from the back. And then gone with their goalkeeper as well. So, and just to add to that, like if I look at the other 6 teams or 7 teams in the 4 fixtures, I'm not comfortable on any of them keeping clean sheets really. So again, that just really helps to cement the idea that we should have 3 backs for Brighton. So that's what I've done. And as well as that, I've also looked at the opposite for Tottenham. Son, Bale and Kane. Again, with a free hit, you know full well it could be a 0-0 in any of the games. Like, that's just the way the season is. But for a free hit, you've got 1 week only. You can't play conservative when you have a free hit. Always go for the maximum points. And with that, you've got to go Bale, Son and Kane for me. We'll even probably captain up on Kane. Like, if Spurs do put Aston Villa to the sword, and they're well capable of it, as we just said, Villa playing terribly, Spurs playing really, really well. Like, if Spurs get 3-4 goals, like Son, Bale and Kane, you'd expect they could all get double figures. So, yeah, we're hoping for an absolute rout there, and that's how we've kind of planned our team accordingly with that as well. So treble Brighton, treble Spurs to kick us off, to me seems like the obvious thing. Obviously, drop in the comments if you disagree with that. And then we'll add the supplementary players. So West Ham's the next one. I really think West Ham are going to win this game. So again, I'm going to treble up on West Ham. There obviously has to be some treble ups. There's only 4 fixtures, and you can only feel that 4 teams can win. So with Fulham and Leeds, in my opinion, being a tight, potentially 1-1 game, I'm going to treble up on the other 3 teams that I think will win. And Antonio, Lingard and Cresswell. Antonio, one of the best strikers in the league when he's fit, in my opinion. His goals per minute ratio for the last 2 seasons has been, it may be the highest of any player, but if not, it's top 3. I seen a stat on it only a few weeks ago. Lingard's been really, really good since he started for West Ham. So again, someone that I consider actually bringing into my team for the rest of the season. I'm fairly sure I will do that, but certainly for this game week, Lingard playing for United for so many years, like he's obviously going to be dying to score a goal against Arsenal. So have him in there. He's probably not going to be on penalties after missing one there the other week. Declan Rice said in his interview afterwards that David Moyes told him Lingard's not allowed to take any more penalties. And Cresswell, like has he got 9 assists this season? Load of clean sheets, the best scoring defender in FPL, better than any City defender. I think he might actually have more points than Kevin De Bruyne as well. Like, there's so many players he's got more points than. 5.8 million, again, another player I'm considering bringing in myself for the rest of the season. So straight in the team, and very happy having him in there. Then that just leaves 2 spots. That's where we're going to put them. To be honest, we really weren't sure what to do with the other 2 spots. I just think it's a fairly terrible game week, and if I don't use my free hit, it'll be just because I don't think there's going to be massive points scored in this game week. So because of that, I've gone Aubameyang. Always a threat on the goals. He's on the pens. Arsenal are good for a goal or 2 if they have a good game. So he's lobbed in there. And Rafinha. So again, like, just through lack of a better option, really, similar to Aubameyang, like he's one of Leeds' best players, if not Leeds' best player. He's always likely to score a goal, and it's not Fulham, not exactly a world-class team. Like, I know they've played well recently, but Rafinha just looks dangerous in every game. So again, no problem putting him in there. We'll go for the 3-5-2 option. Likely Harry Kane captain, and yeah, I'd imagine that if you had this team, you would be that game week, you'll finish top 1%. Like, I'd be very surprised if you finished outside the top 100,000 with this team for this game week. Like, there's just not going to be enough other players scoring points. So again, that's another thing playing on my mind when I consider going for the free hit, is that it's going to be almost impossible to have a team that's going to perform better than this team next week. I'd imagine most of you guys are looking at your teams now and surely wouldn't think your team would outscore this. So yeah, that's another thing I'm playing on my mind, is that using my free hit in this way, it's almost guaranteed a green arrow, which if I use it in 33, which is my other option, there's no guarantee of a green arrow there. I might use it and just, again, take out a load of players that would have done better. So yeah, I've got all these things to kind of work out. Now, on the bench, Doesn't really matter because you'd assume these 11 players will play, but with this team, it's not a very expensive team, so you've got the maximum you want to spend on a bench. So I thought I'd put a good bench together just in case. That's who we've gone for. Meslier, Dallas, Target, and Madja. Shout out to FPL Tips with a Z for the bench ID. I just watched one of his videos and basically stole his graphic there. So good idea on the bench, and I'll be stealing that going forward. Shout out to FPL Tips with a Z. Yeah, that's my bench there anyway. So they probably won't get onto the pitch, but you may as well have them there just in case. So yeah, Meslier and Dallas at back. Purely because, again, if any of those teams weren't going to score after Brighton, I'd probably say Fulham. And then Madja up top, just because there's such a lack of good striking options. Bear in mind, I've already travelled up on Brighton, West Ham and Tottenham. And then Target just as a reserve defender. But again, didn't put much thought into that. He's almost certainly not going to get into this team. So that's the team. That's how they're going to line up. That will be if the free hit was active in game week 29. Yeah, drop in the comments what you think about that team. I'd imagine it's fairly nailed on as to what the optimum free hit team would be. But again, because I'm considering playing it myself, if you think I've missed anything, let me know. I'm definitely open to having a look at this and reassessing it. So yeah, that's that. Let's I'm going to go down and watch the Leicester game now, and then tune into the Arsenal game later on. Hopefully have a good finish to game week 28. And yeah, I'll have more videos up in the next day or two. Take it easy, guys.